Have a new national report released is shedding some light on sexual assaults on college campuses, how the UW is responding.
Plus, one Rock County girl is using her birthday to raise money for a good cause. We'll tell you what that is.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with News 3 Now. The father of a Sandy Hook victim is in Dane County Court today, suing a conspiracy theorist from Oregon for defamation. The jury deliberating now to decide how much money, if any, the father deserves.
The jury heard from Letty Posner, who lost his 6-year-old son Noah in the Sandy Hook shooting. Now, Posner asked that we not show his face in court. That's why you're seeing some of these pictures here, saying he's worried about threats. James Fetzer wrote a book with conspiracy theories called Nobody Died at Sandy Hook. The court has already found 3 statements in that book to be defamatory, including one that alleges Noah's death certificate is fake. Now, Posner's team aims to prove those false statements cause people to harass and threaten Posner, now causing emotional harm and harm to his reputation.
It causes people to believe that that I lied about my son's death, that my son didn't die, and that I'm somehow doing that for some other reason. It said a lot of ugly things, and I felt like I needed to defend my son. He couldn't do that for himself, so I needed to be his voice.
In 2017, a Florida woman was sentenced to prison for leaving Posner voicemails about these conspiracy theories, saying he was going to die. Now, Fetzer's attorneys say he didn't intend to incite violence or tell people to go after Posner. Again, the jury has this case and will update you as soon as we hear more about that.
UW-Madison administrators are announcing plans to refine campus policies in hopes of decreasing the high number of sexual assaults.
A new national report shows 1 in 4 female undergraduate students at UW-Madison report being sexually assaulted. Rose Schmidt explains those survey findings and the actions university leaders plan to take. Rose?
The university will receive that full demographic data from the Association of American Universities by the end of this semester. And in the meantime, they're releasing preliminary sexual assault numbers, which Chancellor Rebecca Blank is calling distressingly high. Sexual assaults have negative effects on college campuses across the country. And Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs Lori Reeser says, unfortunately, UW-Madison isn't any different.
That's a really important statement. It doesn't matter how high the numbers are or how low the numbers are. One case is way too many for us.
The 2019 Association of American Universities Campus Climate Survey shows at UW 26.1% of undergrad female students reported experiencing sexual assault without consent.
To say that 1 in 4 students could go through this experience, or especially 1 in 4 women, is horrific.
The numbers aren't significantly different from the last survey done in 2015. But you have to remember, these are only the assaults that have been reported, because 87% of incidents go unreported. Of the assaults on women, 60% were on campus. About a quarter happened in non-university residential housing, followed by 18% in residence halls and 17% in fraternity houses.
Most sexual assaults occur by somebody they know and typically where they live.
Research says the recent sexual assault trial and acquittal of Badger football player Quintez Cephas shows how complicated sexual assault cases are.
Every single case, high-profile case that happens at the university or in our society absolutely triggers and results in comments and concerns across the board of our process and our system and how we support people during those cases.
So how does the university plan on tackling the staggering numbers? Research says they plan to add more staff positions to the Title IX and University Health Services programs, as well as holding student forums in hopes of talking about improving the culture.
And we just know we have to do better as a society. This is beyond UW. It's at every campus, but it's also an issue in our society as well.
The university is asking faculty, staff, and students to provide feedback on ways to decrease sexual assaults on campus. They're invited to attend forums on November 5th, 7th, and 19th, and we'll put all those details up on Channel3000.com.
Certainly a lot of work yet to be done.
Definitely.
Rose, thank you so much.
Thanks, Rose. Madison police say they found Marijuana and a stolen gun in a Madison driver's vehicle during a traffic stop yesterday afternoon. Officers pulled over 22-year-old Maurice Washington on the Verona frontage road and say they found a loaded 9mm handgun under the seat along with 90 grams of marijuana in that vehicle. The handgun was reported stolen during a September burglary in Fitchburg. Washington now facing tentative charges including carrying a concealed weapon, felony theft, possession with intent to deliver THC, and operating while revoked.
Switching gears now, let's get a look at that first alert forecast. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield out on the weather patio. I know we've been, it looks a little breezy. I was going to say we've been looking out for some raindrops.
Yeah, we're also looking for that wind to continue to increase into tonight, Danica, and for the first half of tomorrow, we're expecting a windy Wednesday. It's all as a result of this low pressure system that continues to move through the area. So we could see a few raindrops tonight and into the overnight hours, but really I think the bigger weather story is going to be the mostly cloudy, windy, and chilly conditions that we'll see over the next 12 to 24 hours. High-resolution Doppler showing a few sprinkles trying to form across the area, but unsuccessful for the most part so far. Those temperatures have fallen into the upper 40s in the Dells, mid-50s in Madison, still in the 60s in Janesville. But look at these wind speeds out of the now north and west at about 15 to 25 miles per hour. We could see some gusts in the 30s overnight, and we'll only be in the upper 40s for temperatures tomorrow, so chilly and windy. We'll talk about temperatures returning to the 60s this weekend, though, in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Dave, thank you. A Fond du Lac woman says she was fired from a restaurant for refusing to serve a couple who were making disparaging comments about a transgender woman sitting at the bar. Brittany Spencer worked as a server at Fat Joe's Bar and Grill. She says she went to her manager to ask if someone else could serve the couple. Spencer was told to do her job or go home. She chose to leave. Spencer posted about the incident on Facebook and was then told she was fired.
She decided she wanted to post stuff on Facebook about being sent home, and we just made a business decision that we can't have employees that aren't going to make us look good as an establishment either.
And I don't want anybody to be harassed, but they need to be made aware that what they did was not okay.
Brittany told people on Facebook that if they thought being told to go home was wrong, to leave a review on their Facebook page, and that caused Fat Joe's to delete the page altogether.
A Rock County girl is celebrating her birthday in a very special way.
That's right. She's using her big day to give back to others. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter explains how turning 10 has become something bigger for her. Adam?
Well, Eric and Danica, Aubrey Johnson said she wanted to use her 10th birthday to help others. Her parents say they're very proud.
Not many kids would request their 10th birthday party to be at Chubby Bubba's restaurant.
I'm sorry.
But then again, Aubrey Johnson is not like most kids.
My daughter has got the biggest heart in the world, and when she sets her mind to helping somebody or to do something, she usually shoots for outer space.
Just ask her dad, Nathan, who says he's always tried to stress one lesson in particular.
It doesn't matter what you do, if the goal is big or if it's small, if it's outrageous or if it's something as simple as picking up trash on your own city street.
Weeks ago, Aubrey came up with an idea after meeting the Rock County K-9 unit with her mom at a block party near home.
I got to pet them, and he was really jumpy, and he was really sweet and kind.
We were walking home, and it just, you could see the wheels turning. It just clicked.
I'll put some money in that pail up there.
To help those canines in any way she can.
I want to help the police officers who help us be safe.
Today, she's at Chubby Bubba's to encourage others to donate. The store giving 20% of its sales right back to the canines she wants to help. Impactful for the officers involved and her parents too.
Basically sacrificing her birthday presents to help the dogs is very emotional.
And even though she's turning 10, Mom and Dad say her spirit of helping others is well beyond that.
If you help someone else, something good could come around to you.
Now, the Rock County Sheriff's Office could not stay all day because they were very busy, but they do say thank you, and that with help from Aubrey, they'll be able to help others. Now, Aubrey and her parents say they're not done quite yet, and they have their eyes set on continuing to help folks for years to come. And Aubrey says she has her goals set high, saying one day she would like to be president.
She is well on her way.
Right?
Impressive. Happy birthday. And Adam Duxter live in Rock County. Adam, thank you.
Distribution for our Coats for Kids donation drive starts today on Madison's east side. Over the past few weeks, the Community Action Coalition has received 4,465 coats to help keep Dane County's needy warm this winter. Additional scarves, hats, and gloves will also be distributed. Volunteers say they are still accepting more donations, especially children's coats. You can drop those off at the Community Action Coalition's office off Stoughton Road. Distribution goes through November 7th.
The Hawthorne pedestrian tunnel.
Because I think, in my opinion, I think I'm really good at drawing and painting and stuff. And it was a good job. Like, I think everybody did a good job painting and stuff.
They're talking about the Hawthorne pedestrian tunnel getting a big makeover. Dane Arts Mural Arts worked with the Hawthorne Neighborhood Association and the Hawthorne Elementary School to discuss how they could improve that tunnel. Students helped design their own passageway between home and the school. Hundreds of students use that tunnel under East Wash every day to get to school.
One lucky gal will start a week-and-a-half-long tour of Wisconsin to taste test cheese curds. That journey began today for Chris Attaway. She beat out more than 900 other applicants to become Eat Street's curd nerd. She's officially hired to visit Milwaukee, Green Bay, Eau Claire, and other cities on her quest to find the best curds in the state.
With my roots for the state and just, you know, my deep love for curds and all things cheese, and really my body's ability to not completely reject dairy products, I figured I'd be, you know, a pretty good contender at the very least.
And Eat Street agreed. The CEO there says Attaway's blog focused on historical cuisine in the Badger State helped set her apart.
Well, that's a good gig there. 3 Wisconsin Badgers made the AP midseason All-American team. No surprise, this guy. Jonathan, actually, that's Zach Bond, my bad. But Jonathan Taylor leads the nation with 18 touchdowns, joined by Badger center Tyler Biadasz and that guy, linebacker Zach Bond. Ohio State, by the way, 5 players on the list of the Alabama Crimson Tide. There's JT. Alabama has 4.
Sometimes too many to keep straight. A couple weeks out from Halloween, and Madison Zoo is already preparing for the holidays. Tickets are on sale for Zoo Lights at the Henry Vilas Zoo. The event returns on Black Friday. It runs Thursdays through Sundays until December 29th. Nearly 1 million bulbs will illuminate this year's display. It costs $7 to get in, and all of the proceeds go toward keeping the zoo free to the public.
Madison soccer fans have a chance to win free beer at every home match next season. Forward Madison FC announced today anyone who buys or renews season tickets for 2020 will be entered in a drawing to win a 16-ounce beer at each of the 18 games at Breese Stevens. People who add a seat to their season ticket package or refer someone else to get season tickets will get 3 entries, and that drawing will take place a week from today. Free cheese curds, free beer.
We like it.
It's good stuff. You can get it. All right, more to come on News 3 Now at 5. Coming up, Hunter Biden breaks his silence about his work for a Ukrainian company, how the president is now responding.
Coming up tonight at 6, murals are going up around the city aiming to inspire future scientists. We spoke with one artist to find out how. That's coming up at 6. And some big gains Tuesday on Wall Street. Dow Jones Industrial Average up 237 points. The Nasdaq added 100, and the S&P 500 up 29.5. We will be right back.
Former Vice President Joe Biden's son Hunter is speaking out for the first time since coming under fire by President Trump over his business dealings in Ukraine. Hunter Biden said it was poor judgment to sit on the board of a Ukrainian gas company while his father was the vice president, but he says he does not regret it.
What I regret is not taking into account that there would be a Rudy Giuliani and a president of the United States that would be listening to this ridiculous conspiracy idea.
In a tweet, President Trump responded, "Hunter Biden was really bad. Now Sleepy Joe has real problems." The president and his allies have targeted Hunter Biden for his work in Ukraine and in China. In a July phone call, President Trump prodded the Ukrainian president to investigate Hunter and Joe Biden. On Capitol Hill, lawmakers returned from a 2-week recess to hear more testimony from administration officials about the president's dealings with Ukraine as part of their impeachment inquiry.
Vice President Mike Pence has canceled his trip to Wisconsin this week because the White House says he will need to head to Turkey. Turkey's invasion of northeast Syria, now in its 7th day, began after President Trump abruptly decided to withdraw U.S. troops from the area. In an effort to stop the escalating violence, the U.S. announced sanctions on Turkey. Vice President Pence will now lead a delegation to Syria to try and negotiate some sort of deal. 12 Democrats will share the stage tonight in the latest debate between those presidential hopefuls. The 4th primary debate will take place at Otterbein University outside Columbus, Ohio. It will be the first time the president's potential challengers will meet since the House began its impeachment inquiry. The latest polls have Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren and former Vice President Joe Biden virtually tied. President Trump carried Ohio by 8 points in the 2016 election. The debate starts at 7 Central on CNN.
All right, let's get a look at our first alert forecast. Now, meteorologist Dave Caulfield joining us. Dave?
Well, Eric, the winds are increasing across southern Wisconsin, and the clouds really aren't going anywhere anytime soon, although we have seen a few breaks at times this afternoon. All as a result of this upper-level low-pressure system that you could see spinning counterclockwise as it continues to slowly move to the east and southeast. So while the clouds really aren't going anywhere, we could see a few sprinkles tonight and a shower or two not out of the question as that center of the low moves to the south and east tonight into early tomorrow morning. So wind speeds sustained right now about 15 miles out of the west in Madison, 25 close to in Dubuque, but the wind shift is significant. So that cold front has already gone through a lot of the area because our wind has turned westerly instead of southerly like it was earlier today. But already those winds are gusting close to 30 miles per hour in Madison, 35 in Dubuque, and in portions of Iowa, like Des Moines, already with 40-mile-per-hour gusts. I think anywhere from about 30 to 35 miles per hour as far as wind gusts go, not out of the question tonight into the first part of our Wednesday. So hang on to those hats tomorrow. Madison on the Edgewater Skycam looking at cloudy skies right now. Today's high 59 degrees. We're helped out by some sunshine during the mid-morning hours, but then those clouds really built in for the afternoon. Hey, that's right where we should be for this time of year. Started off in the mid-30s, a little bit below our typical low of about 40 degrees for this time of year. Other high temperatures made it into the low 60s in Janesville and in Watertown. We could say the same for Boscobel and Prairie du Chien, 62 the high in Platteville. Right now, those temperatures have dropped quite a bit in some spots, 53 in Madison, down to 50 in Mineral Point, and 47 in the Dells. Speaking of 47, that's, I think, the high for tomorrow. So we're pretty chilly with that stiff northwesterly wind behind that cold front tomorrow. Could feel like the 30s at times, even during the afternoon, with winds gusting about 20 to 30 miles per hour at times for the first part of tomorrow. For tonight, though, we're dipping into the lower 40s, cloudy and windy behind that front with a slight chance of a shower, especially in the overnight hours east of Madison. For tomorrow, we're in the upper 40s, mostly cloudy skies. Not the warmest day by any means, but temperatures will be getting warmer by the time we get into the weekend. So we could see a few showers early tomorrow morning. Otherwise, we're looking at temperatures only really maxing out in the upper 40s for tomorrow after dipping into the mid-30s to start Thursday. So that means some frost is possible, some areas of frost early on Thursday morning. We'll be back into the 50s with plenty of sunshine by later on Thursday. So wind gusts of about 20 to 30 miles per hour are a pretty good bet for tomorrow morning, with some areas receiving gusts closer to 35 miles per hour. Your 7 to 10 day forecast is showing the 60s returning for this weekend, but also returning a decent chance of some showers for Saturday after a break for a lot of Sunday. Showers come back into the forecast Sunday night into Monday. A few thunderstorms out of the question on Monday as well, looking cooler into the middle of next week. So here's your first alert traffic update, taking a live look at Park Street and the Beltline. A little bit of slow go in both directions, but not looking at anything major. No major incidents or accidents across Dane County. Traffic generally moving at the posted speeds, but in the midsection of the Beltline, we are still noticing those normal brake lights and delays. Here are your drive times right now: 20 minutes, University Ave to the interstate eastbound, average speed of around 45 miles per hour. Some other routes, we are looking pretty slow though, from Middleton to Sauk City on Highway 12. That'll cost you 41 minutes right now with an average speed of around 25 miles per hour. And that's your first alert traffic update.
All right, Dave, thanks. Ahead on News 3 Now at 5, a major car retail chain accused of selling used vehicles with unrepaired safety recalls. Well, that story next. A new report accuses one of the nation's largest car retail chains of selling used vehicles with unrepaired safety recalls.
And that new report from the U.S. Public Interest Research Group surveyed 28 AutoNation dealerships around the country and says of 2,400 used cars for sale, about 1 of every 9 had unrepaired safety recalls. Some were Takata airbags and General Motors ignition switches linked to injuries and even deaths.
These recalls range from explosive Takata airbags to steering malfunctions to seatbelt problems that could put the lives of drivers, passengers, and others on the road at risk even before the purchaser got home.
AutoNation told CBS News it has not had the opportunity to see the report quite yet, but it disputed its accuracy, saying it does repair the cars if it has parts or holds the cars if instructed to do so by manufacturers. For cars it does sell with unrepaired recalls, the company says they will sell them, quote, with full disclosure. Senator Richard Blumenthal is pushing legislation to outlaw the sales of used cars with unrepaired defects.
Major smartphone makers continue to roll out those new devices. Google's newest phone works without even being touched. The Pixel 4 unveiled at an event in New York City. Starts at $800. Like Apple's iPhone, users can unlock the Pixel with their face, but the feature getting the most buzz is gesture control.
Phone companies have always been trying to impress consumers. They all know what each other is doing, and they're all trying to introduce some take on it.
Also, Microsoft getting back in the phone business. Next year, the company will release an Android-powered device with a hinge, which allows it to be open as a tablet. All right, stay with us. We'll have one more check of your forecast in just a moment.
This evening news, CBS News investigates hormone replacement therapy, what some call a fountain of youth could be hazardous to your health. We'll have that and much more tonight on the CBS Evening News.
All right, Dave's back. One final check.
Yeah, that wind is really picking up out there. It turned, yeah, exactly. It turned chilly pretty quickly. Cloudy and windy tonight. Can't rule out a few raindrops, especially east of Madison over the next couple of hours and into the overnight hours as well. 7 to 10 day forecast. Windy and chilly tomorrow. Highs only in the upper 40s. And really, it's going to feel chillier than that throughout the day. But we do get back into the 50s and 60s, a little bit quieter Thursday and Friday. Rain chances return this weekend with temperatures in the 60s. So Saturday we'll have some raindrops, and then late Sunday into Monday.
Definitely looking better after tomorrow. Dave, thank you. Thanks for joining us. We're back in 30 minutes with more updates. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell.